Hey guys, all right, so you asked for it, you got it. Here it is, the video you've been waiting for with the big struggle, how to get rid of the belly fat. Yes, what do we do? Because we know we can't just diet it away. We can't just outwork it in the gym, right? It's not working, right, when that stuff happens. So what do we do? And that's the main thing I want to address, because the thing that most people will do, and if you're getting caught up in this, then we want to catch it now before, you get more frustrated when it doesn't work, right? So dieting doesn't work, going zero carbs, super low carb diets and all that stuff, not going to get rid of the belly fat. And, working out harder, killing yourself in the gym, going, 5-6 days a week, that's not going to get it done either. It's not a calorie thing. We have to be very careful about how we think about this. So the main thing I want to share with you is the one thing that nobody really does, because we're not taught this stuff. So here's the thing. We're looking at hormones, right? Now, two particular hormones I want you to pay attention to, and I'm going to tell you how you can know which one is the area or is the hormone specifically that you need to target, right, to address. So here we go. We got cortisol and we got insulin. Now, we've all heard of cortisol, aka the stress hormone, right? Cortisol increases belly fat. Those commercials. Anyway, it's true, right? When we have high levels of cortisol, we've got more cortisol receptors in our stomach area than in any other area of the body. So it's no surprise that cortisol triggers the storage of belly fat. Here's the problem, though. Cortisol is related to stress. Now, it's not just, people get on my nerves, I'm stressed out, or, I had a hectic day, I'm stressed out. Really, there's 4 areas that we're looking at. So we're talking about mental stress, the thoughts that we're thinking all the time. Emotional stress, the feelings that we're dealing with all the time. And then we have things like nutritional stress. What we eat can actually create stress in the body and ramp up cortisol levels. And then there's physical stress. If I kill myself in the gym every day, or I do workouts that are too hard, too long, or my body can't recover from, too much stress. We get problems with cortisol, we get problems with belly fat, okay? So if you have a problem with cortisol, you'll see that the belly fat, you'll hold most of it in like the front, right, area of your stomach, okay? That's cortisol. Now, if you've got insulin issues, insulin you'll see more because you'll have like the love handles, right? Along the outside, the muffin top, treaded muffin top, that's insulin, okay? So here's the thing. Now, oftentimes if you have cortisol imbalance, you'll end up with an insulin imbalance as well. So if you're holding fat in both areas, you got the love handles and the belly fat in the front, you kind of got the double whammy. So either way, that's what we want to know. We want to identify what the culprit is, and that's our first strategy right up on the top there. I'll move this way here. So we identify the culprit, cortisol, insulin, or both. Once we've got the culprit, now we can plan the attack, right? Here's the thing, though. If we try to just diet things away, go low carb, pound ourselves in the gym, it doesn't work, right? That's a calories in, out approach. It doesn't work. And in case in point, people who go on these diets all the time lose a bunch of weight, but what happens is they get smaller than they were before, but they still got the same soft spots. Still got the muffin top, still got the belly fat going all over the place. So it doesn't really work, right? We have to deal with hormones. So here's what we got to look at. Rather than going low carb, right? Because here's the problem. Low carb diets, for our bodies to burn fat effectively, our bodies need carbohydrates. Without carbohydrates, it'll start screwing up everything. You cannot burn fat effectively without carbohydrates in the long term, okay? And here's the thing, most people go on low-carb diets and their bodies aren't prepared for that. If you go on a low-carb diet, one, it's only going to work for a little bit of time before it stops. That's why low-carb dieters end up getting stuck after like a month, because it starts screwing up the metabolism. But two, your body's got to be prepared for that. And the reality is most people's bodies are not prepared for a low-carb diet. So on the other end of things, if we have too much carbohydrate, then we get the spillover effect. And we get too many carbs in, our bodies convert it to insulin, we store fat. So we have to be really smart. So here's the answer. We're not going high carb, low carb. We're looking at 2 things, the timing and the type. Timing and type, most important things. If you get those 2 things right, you can have carbohydrates in the diet and you'll get leaner and tighter and firmer in your midsection the way you want. Timing and type. So here's the thing. I'm not going to go into a whole thing on this because it'll take forever on a video. Go into the manual, the ER8 manual that you got access to as part of this program. Go in there and that'll tell you specifically how to address the deal with carbohydrates. That's a big one right there. And then finally, digestion. That's something that most of us do not pay attention to because we think as long as I eat something healthy, then everything's fine. The weight's going to come off and I'm going to lose the inches. Not always the case, because what's healthy for one person can make another person bloated, fat, sick, tired, all of that stuff. So there's no real, technically no healthy and unhealthy. Yeah, we have ideas. I mean, if we eat pizzas and chips and all that stuff, we're not going to be getting the bodies we want. But the point I'm trying to make is that we all process food differently. So, if you eat something that's supposed to be healthy, but you're feeling bloated and, distended stomach, you got gas, you got to run to the bathroom, you're feeling sleepy, and all these negative feelings start to happen, whatever you ate doesn't work for you, get rid of it, get it out, because it's only going to create havoc in here, right? So, you want to pay attention to digestion. Make sure that the foods you eat you are digesting well, okay? That's the plan of attack for belly fat. And you can tell, it's simple. It's not rocket science. There's nothing here that was involving any scientific secret formulas or magic pills and potions and all that crap. It's about getting in that manual, get in the ER8 manual, work on this stuff, identify the culprit, what's the hormone imbalance that you're dealing with, get in that manual, work on that, identify it, address it. Also use the boards over at the gym at Yates Performance Training. So if you got cortisol imbalance, find the board about cortisol and stress, right? And it'll tell you exactly what cortisol is doing to you, and then what we can do to manage it. Same thing with insulin. Find the board on there with insulin, and it'll tell you everything. You could just tick things off and figure out, well, this is what it's doing to me, so now we can game plan against it, right? So look at those things. Just do a little bit of work on it, you guys, and you'll get there. You'll get the belly fat off the way you want. You won't struggle so much with it. Most importantly, though, you'll create a balance where you don't have to just kill yourself in the gym all the time to get the results you want. Deal with this stuff first, right? Make this the primary stuff you're dealing with. The workouts then will help kind of build on that, right? And accelerate the results on top of that, right? Hope that makes sense, you guys. If you have questions, let me know. Other than that, work this stuff. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Take care.